Hey everyone, I'm MaryAnn. I'm a voice coach and visual artist from Singapore, currently in Singapore, and welcome to another installment of my weekly vlog series, Find Your Voice. So this is where I share what I'm learning in my journey so far as an everyday singer, as a voice coach, as a singing instructor, as someone who is all about expressing myself in the truest, most authentic way possible, not just verbally, but also in every aspect of my life. For me, it's really about creating a worthy and meaningful purpose for myself, about living my dreams, about expressing myself truly as myself in every single area of my life. Because ultimately, I believe that this whole journey of finding our voice through singing and through improving our expression is really about finding our capital V voice, which is something that you are called to express over the course of your entire life. And sometimes you may not even understand what that is until you go through this whole journey and then you look back and you go, oh, maybe that's what it was really all about. But again, I think we're not actually really going to know what it's all been about until we reach the end of our life and we can look back and see this masterpiece that we have been painting all this time. So working on your physical voice and working on your verbal expression through singing is a very powerful way to also work on our ability to express ourselves authentically in all other areas of our life, because there's so many overlap there, and singing is really the most direct and the most effective way to work on your expression, not just verbally but just expressing yourself authentically in all other areas of your life. So to me, that's what this whole singing journey is really about. It's really about getting closer to the truest version of yourself, the best possible version of yourself, such that you can live the best possible life that only you can live and create this masterpiece that you are always constantly trying to express and create. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, and you can also message me through any one of my links which you see in the write-ups attached to these videos. So this week I took a break from my 100-day illustration challenge because I really needed that break, and I discovered that I was basically very caught up in a whole cycle of just like doing things and just trying to get them done, because these illustrations, which I thought would only take me like 2 hours for each one, ended up taking me like 4 to 5 hours for each one. So so I was really just trying to catch up on a lot of them, and at the same time, juggling other commitments and other roles as well. And then I reached a point where I was not unavailable for like 4 entire days because I was going to be involved in the program, and there was just no way I was going to catch up. So I was just like, okay, I'm taking a break for like a week and a half, and I will resume this project again when I can. So one thing I learned as a result of taking a break was that I had started to lose sight of what I was really doing this project for. And this is something that, for many people, for many of us, we tend to get very caught up in the doing of things because our lives, our day-to-day lives are mostly like checklists, task lists, to-do lists, grocery lists. We have like a whole bunch of lists of things that we need to do, according to the different areas of our life that we need to take care of, and according to the different roles that we have. And when you really think about, when people talk about what are you going to do with your life, it's always a question of doing. And even a bucket list, which is, a list of things that you want to do before you kick the bucket, is also a task list and a checklist, basically. So when we are living our lives constantly in a state of doing things, we are not very connected then to who it is that we want to be and who are we really. We end up getting caught up with a lot of tasks, and not that these tasks are not important and not that there's anything wrong with getting caught up with them, but it can be very easy to lose sight of what are we really doing all these things for, and then it becomes just very mechanical, and eventually you'll reach a point where it kind of becomes meaningless and pointless. And this is where people start to question why are they doing what they're doing. And when they are not able to see a point to it, that's when it's very easy to get distracted by something else and to quit. And then you forget, why were you even doing all those things in the first place? What is this journey that you're even walking in the first place? So this is something that also happens in working on our voice, in working on our expression. For one thing, it's that, vocal exercises, when you're doing them on your own, they can get really boring and really mundane very quickly. Having the discipline to stick it through to practice something that is so repetitive and seemingly pointless, and you're not exactly seeing the results every single time, because every single day when you do your voice practices, sometimes your voice is in a good state, sometimes it's in a not so good state, and so it varies and it fluctuates. And the only way you would see progress is if you do these exercises consistently, and then you can compare your recording from like a month ago to like a month later, and you can see the difference there. But the problem is that if you're not even able to get through the the boring side of it and the repetitive, boring, mundane side of it to consistently practice, then you're also most likely not going to see the improvement and the result, and so that discourages a lot of people. So instead of focusing on the doing of things, instead of focusing on I need to do these exercises so that I can have a better expression, have a better voice, we want to take a much bigger step back. You want to actually zoom out from that picture of you every single day doing your voice exercises, and look at who it is that you want to be, who it is that you aspire to be as a singer, if that's your dream, as a person who is just wants to improve your expression, as a person who wants to be able to be a better speaker, be a better expresser, be a better a more authentic version of yourself, whatever that thing is for you. And it's not so much a role that you are taking on, because if you're going to say that I want to be a singer and therefore I am practicing my voice exercises, of course that's a great place to also hold yourself to the task. But it's more of what kind of singer do you want to be, like who are you as a singer. And when we talk about who, then it's not so much about the role that you're taking on, because if you talk about a role, again it becomes very related to the doing of things. It's like I'm a singer, so I need to do my voice practices. I'm a speaker, so I need to practice every day. But really what is the essence that you want to embody? What is this persona that you want to have? And this is something that would permeate basically every single area of your life. You as a singer, you as a speaker, you as someone who is relating to others in your life, this essence of who you are would encapsulate all of that. So this could come from a value that you resonate with, for instance love as a value, so that you're always a person who is expressing from a place of love. This could be like a principle that you live by, such as integrity, such that everything that you say is totally aligned to who you are as a person. It could also come from a place of wanting to always be the best in everything that you do. So that sense of excellence and impeccability that you can have in your life, that sense of flawlessness and doing things once, doing them right. These are ways in which we can create ourselves such that it is something that is a much more bigger picture for your life. And coming from that place, then the way we approach the task that we need to do becomes totally different. Because let's say if you look at, you want to be a person who is all about love and expressing love and being love in your life, then when it comes to doing your voice exercises in order to be able to express love to the others, to the people around you, that becomes something that would hold you to the exercises. That becomes something also that if you want to live a life of love, then you have to love and enjoy these exercises too, and love the process of going through them as well. So when you're able to step back and look at the much larger overview of how you want your life to be, and who is this person that you want to be as in terms of your expression, in terms of living a more authentic life as a more authentic version of yourself, then we're able to figure out what it is that we need to do in order to have that outcome. So when we're able to take a step back and look at the much bigger picture of how we want to live a life that matters to us, who is this person that we want to be, and how is it that we want to approach our expression according to who we want to be, then the way we approach our voice practice would change. The way we interact with people in our lives would change, the way we express ourselves would change, And ultimately this will also spill over into every other area of your life, such that everything that you do in your life, you know, even your bucket list, even the roles that you take on, even deciding, you know, what is the best way forward in terms of making the decisions and choices in your life, all of that would align back to this value or this principle or whatever it is, you know, that you have decided that you want your life to be about. And that then would be a huge part of you being able to live your life in the most authentic way possible, becoming the truest version of yourself possible, and letting that be expressed in every single area of your life and in every single thing that you do. So if you have questions about this, feel free to ask them in the comments. And if you have enjoyed today's video, subscribe to my channel on YouTube, and I will see you next week.